special guest. Hello, my people. Welcome back to another episode of the Kids Chronicles. Y'all know we back for another episode of Kicking It with Keith. And like I told y'all, my ass is starting to get spoiled. Look, y'all, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this by myself because I'm starting to get spoiled. Like, I don't know. This is gonna have to, at this point, be a guest podcast kind of situation. Cause and I'm rambling because I'm fanning out. It is what it is. I'm gonna go ahead and get my guest on here. He's a reality star. He's an entrepreneur. I do believe you have in the PR industry as well, if I'm not mistaken. We're going to go ahead and get my buddy, MissterRay Cunningham, on here. Where you at, friend?
Hello.
What's up? No, okay.
What's up?
I have to say this before we start. Okay, let me ask you one question first before we start anything. Before I even let you intro yourself. What year did College Hill air, your season?
My season aired in 2006.
Oh my God. So listen.
It's like 15 years ago.
Well, I can tell you one thing. The reason why you got me acting so crazy over here is because I've been following you since listen, College Hill was my shit. I thought it was the most amazing thing to me.
I'm trying to remember what social media was out then. I think it was MySpace.
So not following like per se, like, oh, I'm following in your followers, but like I've just been familiar with you since then. And to be honest with you, I haven't come across other people from the franchise. So it was very refreshing to see you kind of come back out. And no, for real, like 2006, I was about 15. I've been about 15. Damn, I'm okay.
You was a twink.
My friends still say that's what I am, and I be getting mad every time, but I feel like that's like twink shaming, so I shouldn't do that. Okay,
twink shaming.
All right, so I done took over your damn intro. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, where you are, who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Okay. Well, for those who do not know who I am, which is totally fine, my name is Ray Cunningham. Over the years, my social media name, MissterRay, has become my stage name, so I go by MissterRay. I use it with two S's, Mister with two S's. And people always say, people always pronouncing my name, Miss Terry and all this. It's Mister with two S's. Mister with two S's. So I don't like introducing myself as like, hi, I'm Ray and I'm gay. I think that's so cliche.
Yeah.
And I was like, with me being a PR major and a PR expert, if you want to say, I was like, how can I introduce myself and put everything in one name? And I was like, well, I'm gay. Mister is authoritative. And I was like, And I said, Mister with two S's. The two S's can symbolize gay. And I was like, okay, Miss. I don't want to be Miss Ray because they ain't gonna have no stranger walking up on me in front of my nephews calling me Miss Ray and confusing them.
She me him.
Right. No. You don't know me like that. They call me Miss Nothing. So I was like, you know what? MissterRay. So I am MissterRay. Some of you may know me from College Hill on BET. Then there's Love and HipHop on VH1. I worked with WeTV for about 5 years doing all their digital work for them. You might know me through Twitter or Instagram, or I have a book out. I'm just, I'm a cultural reference because I am the first Black gay to be on reality TV. Well, I'm one of the first, but I'm the first Black gay on BET for us, by us. So yeah.
You the only one that we remember. I'm gonna say that because let me tell you something. if anybody's on here watching me, if anybody I grew up with, and look, we all was on college, like College Hill was that thing back in the day. So I don't know, and I don't mean to jump straight into it, but I'm just gonna say you are so reserved in the way. I applaud you for how you have handled yourself in a lot of those situations on those shows.
Child, lots of liquor, and a couple good checks.
And if I'm not mistaken, if I'm thinking back correctly, and I could be completely wrong, but I feel like on College Hill, you flipped the fuck out on everybody in the house over a bottle of liquor.
Well, the girls have upgraded. We don't drink Henny anymore. You know, we do Douce and Moet now. But I was stressed. You gotta remember that was senior year. We were filming
Yeah.
the show. It was a lot of things, a lot of interesting things were going on while we were filming College Hill. Specifically, they wanted me to come out on television. And I honestly did not have that conversation. Though it aired in the first
Ooh.
episode,
Yeah.
that conversation and that dialogue didn't start happening till towards the end of filming when we had been filming for about a month straight, literally every single day. We didn't have any off days. They literally filmed us Monday through Friday, before class, during class, and after class, and whatever we did off campus. And I was just like, "Fuck it, we're gonna talk about
So
it."
that's one of those things where they say that, because you know how they say some reality shows are scripted, but then there's a whole
And
thing about, okay, it's not scripted per se, but there is a production behind it. So although you
there's a
wasn't
show
going
within the
in,
show.
yeah, although you wasn't going in like I'm gonna do this, there's probably somebody like, look, this is you do this is going flat. Because I'll say this. I think the reason why you resonated with me so much was because I was a young black gay male and I wasn't allowed to tell nobody I was gay. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
everything that you were going through a process that I couldn't even imagine at that point. You know what I'm saying? And
On
so for me,
TV, it was
I,
crazy.
it's like I could not. I came out on a smaller scale. Like my granny was like, "Okay, well, we got to tell your granddad," and I was like, "You want more people? We want more people to know." And so, you
Right.
know, so that to me was just so crazy. Like I was the quote unquote masculine gay guy that didn't nobody know was gay. So I would be like at home on my laptop watching Noah's Ark and shit, like under my
I
covers and
was
shit.
too.
You know
I
what I'm
snuck.
saying?
I
So
had to buy it on DVD in the hope. I didn't even know what the packaging was going to look like. I ordered it online because remember, Logo was new back then, and you had to pay for that channel. So I'm like, how am I going to get Logo? I'm in college. When I go
LimeWire.
home, how am I going to get Logo? So I saw it somewhere. I don't remember exactly where I saw. Oh, a friend of mine, Jermaine, had Logo. He was gay. And he had a house, and we were watching in his house, and I was just so. I remember he ended up becoming my mentor, but Rodney Chester's character Alex was me. And I was like, oh my God, this is on TV. Like I was nervous to watch it. Like it was a thing back then, like to watch a gay show, a black
Yeah.
gay show. It was like I loved it, but I was scared to watch it. And then
Yep.
I said, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna order it on DVD and watch it on my DVD player. And then I was freaking out because I'm like, oh my God, what packaging is it gonna come in? Do they know what Logo is? Is it
Is it gonna show up with a dildo?
yeah, it's gonna show with a man on the front hugging each other. Like I just did not know what the packaging looked like, and it actually came to my grandma's. I sent it to my grandma's house because she don't go through my mail. But I just
Lucky.
remember being black and being gay was such a it was such an untalked about
Yeah.
thing. It was nothing you did in public. I mean, even going to the gay club, like I went to my first gay club. I mean, by then college it was airing, it was
Yeah.
on. I was getting booked at gay clubs, and I had never been to a gay club before. Like I drove past them, I had seen it, and I'm like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
look at them outside in line,
They're
child."
intimidating before you go in the first time. They're super intimidating. You almost don't want to get like categorized
Yeah.
into like the whole like, oh, they ain't about to see me up in there. Shit.
Right. Or you didn't want to be in line. I just remember always driving by this one spot in Virginia. It was in Richmond called Colors. And the line used to be around the block. So you literally could drive from the main street down the side street and you could see everyone that was in line. I was like, ooh, sir.
Thank God social media wasn't a thing back then. They been snap, snap, snap. Look, no, for real. No, I
Yeah.
remember being super, super terrified of the gay club, terrified of anybody who even looked like
Yes.
they was gay coming around me because I didn't want it to like rub off on me. And then like once I went to the gay club, you couldn't keep me out that motherfucker.
Couldn't keep me out of it. I
It's a
swear
safe haven.
I learned everything about Mr. Ray at a gay club in that year that I mean, I literally came out on TV. My friends knew I was
Yeah.
gay, but I tell people it's different from you knowing you're gay and accepting you're gay, and then saying out loud to other people that you're
Yes.
gay. But being gay on TV is two different things, and it was that period. Because you got to remember, when College Hill aired, um, BT had a special that came on called. It was about down low men, And this is around the time that Terry McMillan's husband had came out gay, and
Ooh.
it was just a stigma
Yeah.
about being black, being gay on the down low. It was a thing, and so here my little gay ass, I'm on, I'm on TV, and I became the face of a community that I was not even familiar with.
Right.
I knew nothing about it. I didn't know. I didn't even know how to fleet. I didn't know what that was then. Like I didn't know. I
I
didn't know
still don't know
anything.
how to fleet. I
Oh,
don't know
you
how
need
to
to
fleet.
get that. That
I don't be getting fucked, so I don't know.
oh, so you know, I'm gonna say you must not be a bottom. So, but I just didn't know anything, and I became this poster boy for this entire community that I was not familiar with. But I was so blessed that when College Hill came out and we started traveling and promoting, Noah's Ark was on, and
Yeah.
I was able to travel with the guy from Noah's Ark, and we had a lot of promotional appearances together. So Rodney and Daryl and Doug, those guys and Christian, they all became like my uncles. And like
Yeah.
we were in Sizzle, we were in DC Pride, we were in Baltimore, we were in New York, we were in Philly. Of course, I lived in by then. You know, I graduated, I moved to LA, so I was with them in all the LA bars, and just they really took me in, and I really gravitated the most to Rodney, and he ended up becoming my
Ooh.
agent, and he signed me to Trio Agency, and he repped me for like 5 years, until I just decided I don't think I want to be an actor. I didn't even want to be an actor. He just wanted to groom me,
Yeah.
give me the
Give me that
media
media
training that I
training.
needed.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And
Which
we
is
still
which
in
they don't do
contact.
no more. They don't
They
do
don't
that
do
no
it.
more. Please.
Rodney Chester
Please.
took me in and did that for me. We're still friends to this day. We checked in all during COVID, and he was telling me I knew about the Noah's Ark Rona Chronicles before it, you know, was
Mm-hmm.
announced and everything. And because the conversation, I'm giving you some tea. The conversation was with me, him, and Patrick at the time was well, with he and I specifically, was I was going to come on as Rodney's gay nephew. But they end up using Titus for a different character though. But all of us, me, Titus, it's so many of us that came up just idolizing Rodney Chester and that character of Alex because
It's
so many of us was Alex and we didn't have a place and we didn't know where we fit in. And Rodney Chester made that character and that
yeah.
type of friend cool. So
I
I
remember
love him for
watching
that.
him do that. I remember watching him do that. That drag episode, and that drag episode, it was powerful. I'm not gonna lie.
It
Like
was.
me back in the day, I was probably like, "What the fuck is he doing?" But like now, as an adult, and then looking back at something like that, just imagining how powerful that moment is, and then seeing how powerful it is for your man to love you and accept you in all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna lie. Like when I used to think I was Wade all day. Like I was like, oh, I ain't got the cheekbones. His skin's he's a little cuter than I am, but I'm Wade. I'm like daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
But
Jensen is
it's
such a
crazy.
sweetheart.
It's crazy to me. It is so insane because I've done 2 interviews in the last couple of days. And the other one was with Jeremy Copeland, and
That's my nephew.
it's so insane to me that it was like he mentioned and spoke so highly of Rodney as well. Hell, I'm sitting here like, what I got to do to get on Rodney's good side? Like he seems to be grooming and putting you on his bosom and shit like jang-a-lang-a-lang. I'm trying to do it.
Rodney does not get the credit he deserves in our community. Rodney has fostered and has became like a industry uncle to so many of us. Like
I can see that.
Frank Gatson has most of the Dancer Boys, and everybody knows Frank. You know he works with Beyonce. Everybody knows Uncle
Yeah,
Frank. Uncle Frank. So Frank and Rodney are best friends. So I was able to meet Frank through Rodney, but Rodney has groomed so many of us in the industry that have had longevity. Because
yeah,
you know, a lot of the gays are popular for a season or a
yes,
moment, and where are they 15 years later? Because I mean, there's been numerous gay characters on larger shows and have done way more than I did, but they're not here. Not saying they're not physically here, but
yeah.
they're not working. They're not here. But
I know where they at.
we all know where they
They
are.
are they all in jail now because they gonna be in 15 years. They all gonna be in jail because they didn't pay their OnlyFans taxes. That's where they at.
Well,
That's
I'm
where the
not.
gay is gonna be. I'm just
Well, I'm not on the platform, but those that are, I wish them well. But no, Rodney Chester does not get his flowers.
Yeah.
Jeremy Copeland is an awesome person as well. I actually met Jeremy the first day he got to LA. We turned up, got drunk. He passed out in the bathroom, and he's just been. I said, okay, I can't have the boy laid out in my bathroom now. And he's been my industry nephew ever since.
I'm
I
crying.
love Jeremy. I
I'm
love Jeremy.
crying. You was like, oh, sweet baby. We ain't about to roll like that out here.
No, we're not gonna do that. But there's Jeremy's. He's an awesome guy. I've actually done a
Yeah.
couple projects with him. Actually, I hosted the Chasing LA reunion, his first season of Chasing LA.
Oh, I think I did see that. Ooh.
Yes, I'll be back for the second reunion, and
Ooh.
Jeremy's a part of another project that I'm putting together that should be announced very soon.
I think
So
he was telling me, I think he was teasing something about something.
yes,
And I was like, I know it. He was
it's
like, no, I don't even know it. So no, you don't know.
no, it's gonna be a game changer. It's gonna be awesome. It's my next chapter, and I'm so excited to be the creator and executive producer of that. So
Ooh.
I'm on my Shawnee O'Neal right now. That's all I
Ooh.
can
So,
say.
so uh, what?
I
That
can't
is
give you no more, but
no,
I
no,
gave you
listen.
that.
No, that is amazing. That's black excellence. Because and I'm gonna say this, and the reason why I'm giving that to you is because yes, we do see. Okay, for instance, let's just say we might see somebody on a reality show 2 or 3 years ago. They was popping on their season. Now we ain't seen or heard from them ever again since. You, my friend, have been able to foster relationships and maintain your identity in the industry for over
hmm
15 years. And so
hmm
my thing about that is the reason why I'm saying like I want to give you your flowers when it comes to that is because a lot of people they go into reality shows thinking I'm just about to get on TV. They don't think about the opportunities that they can have with it. They don't think
hmm
about the opportunities they can ruin with it.
hmm
They don't think about what can I do once I'm not on here, or what can I do to get a bag a different way, or to be on, or to have my own platform on the same level. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's
Thank you
amazing.
so much.
That's dope.
I didn't go into College Hill wanting to be a reality star because you got to remember,
Yeah.
I
That
have
probably
the
wasn't a thing.
it was College Hill was the first ever black reality TV series. So
Yeah.
we are the blueprint of that,
Yeah.
and everything has been built around us and what that show was able to create. And even when I left College Hill, when I left College Hill, you just do one season. I went and worked at BET, and I've
Hmm.
worked on camera, I've worked off camera with production, and I've worked in the office. So I have a unique experience of working all three angles of this
Yeah.
in this industry. But I never wanted to be a reality star. Even when I went
Right.
on Love and Hip Hop, I was like, when I got the phone call, I was like, okay, I'm meeting the next generation of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's how I looked at it.
Yeah.
I'm getting reintroduced. And that's how I went into it. And I didn't honestly expect anything from Love and Hip Hop.
Okay.
I didn't know what it was going to be because I knew that reality TV was way different now than what it was when I started.
Yeah.
And we saw what I mean, my first season was pretty explosive. I was in 80% of the trailer, though I was a guest. People don't even know that. I was only supposed to be in one scene of one episode,
Wow.
and I ended up
They
staying the
loved
whole
your ass.
season. And then I've been there with 3, 4 seasons. So, and that was a fun chapter. I mean, it was interesting. I got to meet a whole slew of
Yeah.
new online support. Met some people, most of the people on Love and Hip Hop, which is why it was easy for me to do the show outside the drama that came with it. I
Yeah.
knew all of them prior to going on the show because
Okay.
I worked in the industry. I worked doing PR. Like you look at my old Facebook, I got pictures with all of my cast. Like I knew Monique before Monique had her kid.
Damn. And that was
Yeah,
before season one.
that was before season one.
Way before.
I've known Tierra. I mean, I met Brooke Valentine and I came out at the same time. Brooke released Girl Fight when we were
Hmm.
doing our College Hill promo. So I did a ton of promo events back
Wow.
in '06 with Brooke when Brooke was first starting. I knew Marcus when he used to date one of my homegirls. I'm not saying her name because
Put some
she's happy.
respect on
They're
his
both
name.
happily married now, but I've known Marcus forever. Tierra. The only person I really didn't know was Nikki. I mean, like even
Okay.
down to Masika, like Hazel E was my publicist when I was doing College Hill.
Wow. So so okay. So actually, with that being said, Jason should have probably put some respect on Hazel's name when they had their little thing because it seemed like she's been
See,
in the
and
industry
even
for a
that
minute.
argument didn't make sense to me because Jason Lee was honestly the first friend that I had in LA. I met Jason Lee literally the first week I moved to LA. I met him at an SWV show. We sat together because Jason used to be a talent manager and he was managing someone that was on College Hill season 2. So I've known these people forever. So that's why I was like,
Yeah, it made
you
sense.
come for me, bitch. I got dirt on you from 10 years ago. So let's
It made sense for you to get onto that platform. Then you know what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
So okay, can I ask you? Can I? So are
Yeah.
you still a part of it? Or
I am still contracted and a
okay,
part of the Love and Hip Hop franchise. I am not contracted and I am not a part of the Love and Hip Hop Family Reunion series. That's
got
a
you,
whole different series.
got you. Okay, okay.
Yeah, that's a
So
whole other contract and I'm not signing nothing extra.
do you because I do remember when you came into Love and Hip Hop, I do feel like, and you know, also I'm not trying to give away no secrets or nothing like that, but I just study stuff, so it is what it is. I know sometimes they'll fake foster relationships to bring a character onto the show or something like that. You know, they'll be like, oh well, you know, I'm friends with so and so, and yeah, we about to hang out or whatever, and then there'll be an actual character on the show. So as far as like, I know you came in, you were the gusband or the gay husband of Moniece and Masika
And Nia, see, they took
and
Nia.
Nia.
They were phasing. Unfortunately, they were phasing Nia out season 4. But
Okay.
Nia is the person who recommended me for the show and got my interview for me. She called me and was like, "Hey, they're casting. We just wrapped season 3. I moved to LA in June, July, the
Yeah.
summer of 2016. I left DC to come back to LA because I was tired of my corporate. I had a corporate PR job in DC working through Amtrak, and I just was like, I'm ready to go back to LA. My mom wasn't, her health wasn't the best at that time, and I was just like, I think I just need to be. I want to go back to LA. I want to give it a second run. I think I want to go back. And as soon as I moved to LA, I was back. Like it was like I never left. I was at the parties. I was everywhere. And so my girlfriend Nia Riley called and was like, "Hey, we're casting. I gave them your name, so you should be getting a phone call." And literally the next day, I got a phone call. By
You know,
so
she's
I'm.
my cousin.
Oh really?
No, we just got the same last name. I just like to feel important sometimes.
Oh my god! So I literally was in LA for a month, and I was casted and contracted for Love and Hip Hop.
So
Literally.
do you are you glad that you did that, or do you ever? Okay, no, I'm gonna say this because I feel like I don't ever want nobody to go into a situation and regret anything that they did. But if I can be completely like, you know, transparent, the shit that you had to endure on that show, I do not think that
Child.
I don't personally, you know how I'm gonna say this. You know, there are some people who I feel like they wish that they could be more confrontational, right? Some people wish they could, you know, be like more. Some people like myself who are too confrontational wish that they could not be like that and not aggress situations. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen you in so many situations hold your I mean, obviously, until somebody.
Now I threw drinks on this show. Now I've thrown drinks
Yeah,
and I've did my fair share,
but who
but
started that though?
most of those arguments.
Well, not who started it. We ain't calling no names, but I'm more so saying I
No,
love your composure.
it's not even. But the way it looked on, there was way more that went on that was actually aired.
Lord,
It was way more. I mean, they could have made a whole season of just the shit I filmed.
that gave me anxiety just watching. Like I
It
was
gave
like,
me anxiety being in it. I'll say this much: looking back today, and where I am now mentally and spiritually, and just where I am professionally.
yeah,
Um, I don't want to say it was a mistake.
mm-hmm.
Um, I did meet some interesting people by being a part of that show. And then I lost some friendships being a part of that show because
Right.
it's a different world when you working in reality TV with friends.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it is different. It's
Especially if you
straight.
say they got dirty feet.
I don't want to say I regret doing Love and Hip Hop. I
Mm-hmm.
would definitely say that I was given by different industry peers. I was warned But I was in a position where I had been off TV since 2006, and I was working with WeTV at the time. Remember, I was with WeTV for 5 years, but it was all digital. It was all online. I was like, no, I want to be on TV. And I was like, if I'm going to do anything, if I'm going to do reality TV again, it has to be bigger than what I've already done. And as far as I was concerned, the only thing that was bigger than College Hill and was significant as College Hill was the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I couldn't be a housewife, and I couldn't be a basketball wife. And so Love and Hip Hop was the next.
Season 1 had a couple, male housewives on there.
Shout out to Dwight. Dwight was the only one with a green screen. Okay. At the time, I just felt like this was a good reintroduction. I didn't think it was going to be a problem because I said, these are my friends, Nia, Masika, Moniece, Tiara. I mean, even if you look at the show leading up to before while we were filming, I was around them. I just couldn't physically say what I was doing. And I thought it'd be fun to just work with my friends. I said, how cool is this? I'm coming back on TV and I'm working with my friends.
And all hell broke loose.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Season 4 made Love and Hip Hop what it was for Hollywood.
Yeah, and I always say Love and Hip Hop Hollywood for me is no shade to the other franchises because obviously you got Miami, you got the Trick or Trinas and stuff like that. But to me, I always said Hollywood is the season to me that had the actual superstars. You know what I'm like?
Everybody on Hollywood, and even the people that I don't care for. Yeah. Everybody on Hollywood, Love and Hip Hop Hollywood season 4 and season 5, and I'm gonna put it into season 6. Every season that I was a part of for Love and Hip Hop, everyone could carry their own weight. Everyone had their own name, and everyone had their own lane, and that's why Hollywood was as big as it was season 4, season 5, and season 6. I mean, even with Safari and K. Michelle, who I love, Lyrica and A1, and I mean,
Omarion,
Lil Fizz, Keisha Cole, Ray J, Yo-Yo. Like, we have heavyweight names. We have heavyweight names, and I filmed scenes with all of them. I've gotten to film with everybody. So,
and Apple Watch.
I mean, even Love and Hip Hop introduced the world to Apple Watch. I mean, like,
I call her Apple Watch. I got quick.
It's just I don't regret the show at all. I don't regret doing it. I regret some of the situations that I regret some of the situations that I was a part of. I'm not an angel. I'm not innocent. Now, this mouth. Okay. But at the same time, I'm also used to dealing with a certain pedigree of people.
Yes.
And so, if anything, I regret some of the associations that came with the show, if I can say that in a nice way.
Okay. Is there anybody that you actually did? Because I feel like I've seen you actually hanging out with I'm gonna quit disrespecting her and calling her Apple Watch. I feel like I've seen you hanging out with Apple Watts outside of the show.
We were friends at one point in time. We were very close at one point in time. We met during season 5. Actually, I was in her first scene and she filmed with us. She was a guest and we didn't even know she was there.
And she was walking on her butt cheeks. I remember.
Yeah. Woo. And I was in that scene, but I got edited out of that scene because someone who shall remain nameless decided they didn't want to film that day. So, and she was in her feelings about whatever was going on. So all of my moments were cut from that scene because she wasn't there, so I literally was just standing there.
So it's not who I was thinking. Then okay, never mind. Yeah, I remember who was all in that scene. So.
She wasn't even in the scene. She didn't even show up. So that was a waste of time and a 2-hour ride. But hey, that's whatever. We did outside the show.
Out of everybody on there, who did you foster the best relationship? Like the person that you didn't think that you would be so close. Like who are you still really close to till this day? Like that you didn't think you would be that close with.
Honestly, if you were to go off of just public perception, I never would have thought I'd be friends with Apple Watts.
Okay.
But I met her and I got to know her, and I know Jontel. I know the real person that is Apple.
Yeah.
And she and I were both on 2 different journeys, but we were going in the same direction. And I connected with her on that level, but unfortunately, that friendship was a little toxic. But someone that I did actually get close to and was always cool with her, but just out of association and just being appropriate, I did not really, neither one of us pursued the friendship, but, we've been pretty much like not working for let me not say not working. Yeah. We have not been filming for 2 years. And we got close because of her kids, and then me being as close as I am, being the uncle that I am with my kids. And Princess and I got really close afterwards. And we speak and text regularly. We hang out. I go to her events to support her. She comes to my stuff. But we just did. I came on as Monique's gay husband, and
Yeah.
where they were at that point in time.
Oh, and they was
And
like oil and water,
yeah,
boy. Woo!
yeah, they
Yeah.
were, and it was just a very intense situation off camera, more than what it was on camera.
I
And
believe it.
they and when they finally got to a boiling point where it was time
At
to
that
just,
wedding.
we gonna Princess hit me and was like, "You let your motherfucking friend know she want to do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. Here's my number. Tell that bitch to call me." So I called Monique, like, "Girl, Princess called me and told me." So they have squashed that, and they made amends with that season 5 at the
Yeah.
reunion. And of
Was you at
course,
that wedding? The
um, I, I
Lyric's
was
wedding when she
I
started
was
throwing those
there.
rocks and shit.
I was there. I got wet. I got
Woo!
shit thrown at me.
I
I
was
was
sitting
right
there
there.
like Princess was mad, boy.
Me and I was standing on the side of the table where Princess was. A1 and I were standing beside each other.
Oh my god.
It was that
She's
scene
so
was so
gorgeous. She's so
crazy.
gorgeous.
Oh my god. But and she and Monique, well, I learned my lesson through the situation with Masika and Hazel and Alexis. I actually introduced. Let me just go backwards right quick, and this will
Yeah.
explain this. I met Masika in Atlanta through my girlfriend Drea, who used to be on Basketball Wives. They were friends. Well, they are friends.
Okay.
And Drea introduced me to Masika because I left LA briefly to go to. I moved to Atlanta for a year, and I met Masika while she was in Atlanta. As I was moving to, so when I finally moved to Atlanta, Masika was moving to LA, and she was like, "Who are some people I need to know and meet in LA? I want to get into TV. I want to do stuff while I'm in LA." And I said, "Oh, my publicist hit up Hazel." So that's how Masika and Hazel were friends. Season 1, they met through
Oh,
me.
okay. Yeah, I was about to say season 1.
Yes, I'm on a call. I'm sorry, huh? I don't care. Do your thing. Okay, I'm outside. Somebody's asking me to take a picture of me standing outside. So I don't
So they
forgot
wanted
what
to
I
take a
was.
picture of you standing outside.
Yeah. Um,
Not do your thing. I'll be like, no, bitch.
I don't care. Do your thing, baby. I appreciate you for acknowledging me. And asking. That's because it's
Yeah,
weird. People
no,
take the
that's
picture.
no courtesy.
Yeah. So where was I going with this? So I learned my lesson through that situation because season 4, if you notice, remember, me and Hazel had scenes together, and we never had an issue. It was Alexis that had an issue with Masika,
Yeah,
and so by me being the dedicated
and with
friend,
you,
yeah, because I spoke about her, but
because
I
she
was
said she
picking
was
on
gonna
her.
slap you.
I wanted her to.
I feel you. No, I feel you. Don't you hate that shit when girls just be kind of like, never mind.
Yeah.
That's another.
And I still, the same way I felt about her then, I still feel that way to this day. That's why the bitch got her wig snatched off at the club from Akbar. But anyway,
Oh
I
shit!
don't like her. Yeah, I don't like her. Monique snatched her
I
wig
remember.
too.
No, I remember Monique snatching her. I didn't know Akbar got her hands on
I
her.
just seen on the shade room the other day that Akbar had a whole wig in her hand. They said it was Alexis's, so she hasn't learned anything. But that's that. That's whatever.
I feel like I want to give her my first child, but like I don't know if she's smart enough to like deal with it. Other than
And you gotta understand too. I met Alexis when she was 20. She came on our show. She was the youngest cast member. Like she had her 21st birthday on the show when the show premiered.
and was
And
reaching.
I was like, damn, she's about as old as my nieces. I don't know, but anyway, I don't talk about her. Give her no energy.
Yeah, you're right. It's about you, not her.
Yeah. But through that whole situation of season 4, I was like, I'm not getting in no more bitch shit. I'm not getting in no bitch shit. So when Masika, so I never took a side with, like, even if you remember when Princess was pregnant and Monique was trying to throw that chair at her, I was holding Monique's back to keep her from throwing the chair at Princess.
Lord Jesus.
I was involved in all kind of crazy
That
shit.
shit was hectic though. I could actually kind of see that.
They
probably made
watered
it
that
crazier
scene
off camera.
down. They watered that scene down because when I tell you that was the most explosive scene, like outside of what I was involved in with season 4, that scene, I'm getting anxiety thinking about it because it was so much that went on. And then that part of her running out the door, me chasing behind her,
You know what's crazy? One thing I want to say about pregnant girls that I've learned, when it comes to pregnant women, and I know this because sisters, cousins, all that stuff, and for some reason it seems like when girls get pregnant, a lot of other girls want to start like messing with them or some other baby mamas or something.
Oh
Pop out
no,
the
no,
side
no,
or
no,
something.
no, 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 no. Now I love my princess, and I
Well,
respect
well, no,
Monique's, but
well,
princess
no.
was running her mouth.
No, she was. No, she was. But I'm more so saying, like, I know it's a thing where, like, a girl when she's pregnant and she wants to fight somebody, it almost always happens when she drops that baby. It's almost like, bitch, I got you when I drop this baby, and it's
And that's
almost
exactly
always,
what Princess said on
yeah,
stage. She's
yeah.
and see, this is the other thing y'all don't understand.
She was like, bitch, it's gonna happen.
Season 5, when
I
we
love it.
filmed that, when Princess was on stage, Paris was in that scene.
Mm.
Now y'all don't understand. Y'all don't know the backstory with me and Paris. I knew Paris season 4 when she wasn't on the show. When Zell and I were having our issues, she was
Yeah.
always. It was a lot of off-camera stuff that went on. Me and her had already gotten into it, and then me and her had filmed a scene previous to that didn't even air. Where how you doing? Where we got into a fight at the studio with K Michelle. Me and Paris got into a physical altercation at the studio in front of K Michelle. It was so when that scene popped up
Shut the fuck
when
up.
Princess walked in and went on stage and Paris was with her, I was like, oh, it's about to be Paris and Princess versus Ray and Monique. Let's motherfucking go. Because I was like, I don't like this big bitch already. Because I like, we didn't already got into it. And she didn't like me based off of him getting fired. So it was season 5 was crazy.
Based off who getting fired?
Zell had gotten fired season 4.
Because he slapped you at that reunion.
Yes.
Well, he tried to slap you. I don't know if it happened because
he did not physically touch my face. My hands, I was covering my face, and the whatever he was wearing scratched up my hands. That's where the blood came from. My hands and my wrists were scratched up because I was sitting like this, crouching down, and he was windmilling my head, the top of my head.
No shade to you, but Zell made the biggest impact on that season. And the only reason I'm gonna say this is because I feel like anybody who watched this said I would never work with that motherfucker. I'm sorry.
Everybody said that.
I'm sorry. Like, he to me is the one that stood out the most because I just remember
he
is a wild motherfucking banshee. I seen him like, you know how what's his name? What's that dude in X-Men? Sabretooth, how he be running like that across the tables and shit. I was sitting here like, what the fuck is going on for real? And that was definitely no shade to you. I was just trying to be funny.
It's I don't even know. We are cordial.
Yeah.
We are in a cordial space. I don't see him like that. He don't see me like that. We're not in the same conversation.
That has to be TV. I don't imagine somebody really being like that in a everyday.
No, we did not like each other in real life. We did not like each other.
Him.
Oh,
I don't imagine somebody being able to handle business, get clientele, or do anything like that.
I don't know what he does. We're cordial. We're in a cordial space. I always joke now and say that we're like we're the Kim and Nene of love and hip hop in terms of that.
I can see that.
Yeah, we but at any given time, it could go backwards or it can go forwards. Hopefully, it only goes forwards. But I mean, we are in 2 different conversations, and I did see there was a conversation online the other week where Milan had made comments about the gentleman and different platforms that they utilize to make money. And again, I just don't get in those conversations because that's not what I do. And I'm not on those platforms, so I can't speak on it. But how you get your money is how you get your money, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I just deleted my OnlyFans, but I was on there for good.
I watch OnlyFans. I seen your videos.
Look. I was on there. Look, you got to get it how you live. But I
seen you on there.
I know. I'm actually. You know what's crazy? I'm really embarrassed about. Well, I'm not embarrassed, but like,
why? Your dick is pretty. Why?
It is. Thank you. But I'm more like I'm bashful when it comes to stuff like that. Look, anytime you would ever see me post stuff like that, I would be cringing while posting it. Like I like
really.
Like, I'm super like. Even listen, I've been with my boyfriend for 3 years, and when he says sexual stuff to me, I'd be like, "Who are you?" Like, I'm still...
But a lot of if you follow me on social, I do follow a lot of porn stars. But these are a lot of them I know in real life. Like I met a lot of them in Atlanta during COVID because I was in Atlanta the entire pandemic. Well, the whole 2020, I was in Atlanta.
It wasn't no pandemic. Hell, y'all was still at the club.
We were still going out and partying, but these guys are real people. I mean, outside of the fantasy, a lot of them were bashful. A lot of them were actually really intelligent and very articulate and super nice and had regular jobs and had dogs and siblings and nieces and nephews. Like they were no different from me. You just got to see what they do at home. So my perception of them changed.
For real. Like I always say, it wasn't for me, but like the effort, you got to put some respect on their name. So at the end of the day, I might not have respected Zell on Love and Hip Hop, but I respect what he's doing over there, even though I don't watch. I ain't got no.
Now I have not watched his OnlyFans videos. I have seen I have seen clips on. Well, I've
Yeah.
seen Zell naked before. I mean, one of his exes had leaked his pictures back season 4 or 5 or something like
Damn.
that, and we were texting about it. Like, child, I was like, because I hit him up. I was like, child, your picture's on the internet, and he was like, oh, my ex put it up. Like, it wasn't a thing for us.
That's
Like,
the only reason I did an OnlyFans, literally, because I was like, once you get famous or if you get popping, somebody's gonna leak your shit, so you might as well beat them to the damn punch. Just
right. But I will tell you this much. He did apologize to me off camera, and
good.
it was because we kept bumping into each other right after the season aired. I mean, literally everywhere I would go, he was there. But my friends was ready to go. My friends was like, "Oh, if this nigga think he gonna walk over here." Like it got to that. It was like that in LA. It was like you think you gonna walk over here if you want to, but you gonna lip back. So it got to that point, and I was over it because I was just like, I have a whole name and a resume, and this moment is not going to define me. I need to let this shit go and move on, so this shit doesn't decrease my energy any more than what it has.
Yes.
And of course, we took, people saw us, and it was like a moment, and it went on the internet. It was everywhere, and he got his job back. I was at first when and then when we got the call that season 6 he would be back.
He got his job back.
Yeah.
You see what happens when you're nice and apologize and hold yourself accountable.
Yeah, I mean, and it just I wasn't trying to be buddy. It's weird. Like, I can't describe it. Like, even though that moment happened and no one will ever forget it, though VH1 legally cannot play that scene or that anymore, which is why you will never see me and Zell on the top moments of Love and Hip Hop, though we were one of the top moments. Legally, they can't.
Did you do that?
That moment changed the show. No, I didn't do it. The legal Viacom legal changed.
Woo!
Viacom legal changed the format of the reunion in the show after Zell and I.
Okay, and then also I've seen it as well as, when it comes to the Black Lives Matter. I feel like after that happened, they started blacking out a lot of those scenes. Like if you watch some of those, like the compilation videos of the best moments, and it comes like where they actually make contact, it gets blacked out.
Yeah,
and I'll be mad than a motherfucker. Because I'm still pissed off. I need a reunion for Atlanta because I need to see what happened between light skinned Keisha and goddamn
Akbar. Oh my god! In Tokyo, that would have been explosive.
Man,
that would have been a good reunion. That would have been a good one.
When they was outside bopping Tokyo, I don't know if the car was already in motion, but she hit a Toyota Highlander and
it shifted. I remember. Now, I will also tell you, I thought season 10 of New York was going to be an awesome season and a reunion, but the pandemic shut them down. That's when they brought Chrissy and Jim back, Kimbella and Jewels. Yandy got off free.
Yes,
Yandy
she did.
got off there because they was gonna get her ass.
She did, and now she over in Atlanta. She was like, "Here, I got to go before they hold me."
They was gonna get Yandy in New York, baby.
What's gonna fuck around and happen is they gonna still have that New York reunion, and they're gonna bring Yandy's ass via contract. No, you got to come back from Atlanta to come do this.
I honestly don't believe that there's any more reunions for Love and Hip Hop, unfortunately.
Wow.
The show, from what information I do have and what I do know, the show is taking a different direction, as you all have seen on Atlanta and Miami.
Okay.
And the family reunion takes the place of the reunion.
Gotcha. And so, with that being said, by you not being contracted into that,
I don't want to do it
to the reunion.
I got an invite. I was actually invited to the reunion. The reunion that is airing now. I did have a. I'm just gonna tell the tea. Whatever.
Oh no, you need to be careful for they try to flag our asses.
No, I'll say it tastefully. I was approached by Uncle Stevie. Stevie J hit me and asked me that I want to come on the reunion. And he wanted to facilitate the conversation between Zell and I. And I told him that I did not want to have that conversation again because we had it already. And I didn't feel like that conversation needs to be had again. I didn't want to bring up I didn't want old feelings to take over and it go somewhere else.
Pick me. Pick me. Please pick me. Please pick me.
I'm doing so much more, and I'm involved in so much now, and I just didn't want that conversation to become. I didn't want that conversation to become a topic again.
Why? Who? Okay, listen.
But Stevie J was champion. Stevie J was on it, y'all. I mean,
Who does he think he is to facilitate any conversation between anybody? Love him down.
was Uncle Stevie actually, but when that happened, Stevie J reached out to me. Stevie reached out,
Oh, okay,
Mimi.
good.
Stevie
Okay.
reached out, Mimi reached. I think everybody from the people
Yeah.
from every city reached out and was like, "Whoa, yo,
If I
that's
had
not
access
right."
to you, I would have. I think everybody when they seen that moment, and it has nothing to. I don't even think it has nothing to do with gay film. I don't think it has nothing to do with that. I think when people seen that moment, that was like, hold on, that was just fucked up in general. You know what I'm
It
saying?
was.
So
It
I
was.
think everybody felt like if I had access to you, I would have probably reached out and been like, "Are you cool? Like, do we need to pull up on this nigga?" You know, it's like
It was. It was a lot.
yeah, and so I
um,
think the world really. I hate to say sympathize because I don't want you to feel like we felt bad for
No,
you, but
they
I think we
did,
all
and I
had your back.
appreciated it. I appreciated it because it was very
Yeah,
unwarranted. It was
yeah,
unexpected. It was a bitch move, and
yes,
and I will always
yes,
call it that.
yes.
But
Like
I
let's
had to.
level up, eye to eye, whatever. But don't sneak me like that, like for real. Especially if you no, I don't care.
It's
Mm-mm.
yeah. So
Oh, can I ask you a question, exclusive?
yeah.
And don't hate me for this, but I got to know.
What?
Listen. At the last reunion,
Hmm.
you and Mickey were sitting right next to each other.
We sure was.
And it looked to me as if you had on the blazer to his pants.
Crazy thing is, so I wear sequin. Whenever I was just made, so my first reunion, I wear sequins.
Mm-hmm.
The second reunion, the second season 5, I didn't go to the reunion because the day that they filmed that, my grandmother was having her mastectomy in LA and for her breast cancer. So I wasn't going nowhere until I made sure me Ollie Roof Card was right.
Oh, understood.
So
Real.
I missed that reunion, which was cool because outside the little J Will stuff I had going on, there wasn't really anything else for me to talk about.
Yeah.
Third reunion. So I was like, okay, so I can't remember the designer's name. And that was actually a jumpsuit. I was like, I'm not wearing a jumpsuit because I'm fat and bloated and bald. I had no hair at the time. My alopecia was crazy. I was like, I want
Ooh,
pants.
I
I
had
want those
that.
pants. Yeah. And he gave me the pants. So when Mickey walked out with that red blazer, I was like, did you watch what I wore? I said, I wore this jacket to my first reunion. I was like, I
Did anybody,
wasn't. I just was not expecting Mickey to have a sequence. I'm like, I'm the only gay. I'm one of 2 gay guys here. 3 gay
did
guys
anybody else
actually.
bring that up or ask you about that?
No, we joked about it backstage.
I
I
was
was
looking
like,
at it. I was like, I said, did they swap? I was like, but did they swap backstage or something? I was like, he must have. Oh, okay.
I was so pissed. I was like, I'm the only one that's supposed to have a sequence today, and here come this nigga with this long
Yo,
hair.
I'm putting the picture in this video just so y'all can see it. It was hilarious. But it wasn't hilarious because they both looked amazing, but it was just like it was
Oh my god!
a coincidence, like a bug. I was like, oh, they came out they was in the same dress
And no
room.
one knew what I was wearing. Those pants literally got delivered to me the morning of the reunion from Texas. I had to go to Hartsfield Atlanta Airport and pick these pants up from. They landed at 10 o'clock, and the reunion started filming at 1.
Imagine going out of your state, going everywhere else just to feel like you can get something that ain't nobody else gonna have. And then when you get to that
Girl,
crying. Oh no, but it
I
was
just bumped into him not too long ago. He's still
really.
doing good. Yeah.
I really liked him. Aside from him being gorgeous, he seemed to be one of those really good vibey people. Like I feel
He's
like
super
he
vibey. He's super
like
cool.
avocado toast and shit at those restaurants. Like he like, and he like him a black chick. Like yeah, we know what's going on.
Mickey and I got cool through Moniece. Off camera, we would always off camera, the little crew that would always be at Moniece's house was myself, Mo, Booby, and Mickey, and Brittany B, and we would and Jay Will. And well, that was season 5 when Jay Will would come around. But Bridget Kelly was even with us season 5, but season
I'm missing
6,
Jay Will. Where am I?
I don't know.
No. I'm saying why can I not put a face with his name? Jay Will. What did he have any other conflict in the show or anything? Jay Will.
I can't remember.
Everybody. I don't know him. I don't know. You don't
It's
like
okay.
him. You don't like him. I can tell.
I didn't say that.
Yo, hold him in. I'm gonna take this out. I'm gonna take that out.
I know you're fine. I didn't say anything. I don't know anything about him anymore. I haven't talked to him in 2 years. So 3 years actually. So I don't know nothing about him. But Mickey was cool. We got to hang out at Monique's house. Booby was super cool. Booby is super cool. Like, I
I
don't know
believe it.
why he's really cool. And
He
him
country.
and Mickey, he country. He's nice. He's fun. I met his new girlfriend. She's amazing. Booby's cool. I like Booby's. I mean, I said Booby. Mickey's cool. I like Mickey's girlfriend Natalie. Like everybody is cool off camera. Just that when we go to
Yeah.
work, we gotta work.
So it'd be that thing. Do you ever go when you would go into scenes? Would you ever have like anxiety about like what the fuck is about to happen today? Like who's about to try to come for me? Like what? Like
No,
what? Okay,
we never knew what scenes we were filming.
really?
We never. They don't tell you. They tell you your dress code and your pickup time, and what
Not the
time.
dress code.
Yeah, they tell you what the scene is. So they'll say, oh, they won't tell you what the scene is. They'll give you attire suggestions. So nightclub scene, wear casual, or
Ooh.
dinner scene, or beach scene. Like they tell us what the scene
You
is, but they
giving
don't
us
say
some
what's
real
in it.
behind the scenes shit. Like honestly, like I'd love to learn all this stuff because I'm eventually gonna get my face through one of these doors one day. So I'd love to kind of see how it goes, like behind the scenes, because so I can know what to expect when it do happen, and I not be
Everybody's is not
surprised.
the same though. Our Love and Hip Hop is a whole different design, and I don't think
Yeah,
anybody else's design is like ours. But that's just pretty much how ours went. So they will let you know it's
yeah.
a beach, dude, because you don't want to go. You don't want to be filming a beach scene and you show up with a fur jacket
In a whole
and
suit.
leggings. Yeah, you're at the beach. You're at the beach. Like what the hell?
You
Um,
show up looking like Giselle somewhere. Like, girl, did you not get the memo?
Right, like yeah. I mean, oh my, don't do Giselle like that. That's not. Don't do Giselle like that. You know what? I met those ladies when Potomac first premiered.
Okay.
I went to their series premiere party in DC. I met all the original housewives then, and Giselle, Robin, and I stayed in contact because Robin did PR around DC.
Yeah, I remember
Sorry,
that.
so I already knew Robin already from the scene, and Robin actually went to undergrad with one of my favorite cousins. Robin's a Delta, my cousin's an AK, but they graduated together, and they're like
Y'all
each
are
other.
real people. Y'all are all real people.
Yeah, we're
Because
real
y'all on TV,
people.
I be thinking y'all like all fake people. I think like when the cameras shut off, y'all just shut down. Like I don't know. It's
Yeah,
so
and
crazy.
she's really good friends with my cousin, and she was at my cousin's baby shower and the first couple birthdays, and my cousin would come down from Jersey and would be in DC with Robin. So she's a really cool person, and Giselle was so nice.
Yeah,
We had that whole little HBCU background in common. She went to
yeah.
Hampton, and I went to Virginia State, and we did a couple of gigs together with Roland Martin doing commentary and a couple things, and Robin came to my birthday, my going away party. With John Wall came, like I was the shit in DC.
Damn.
Like it was cool. I love those ladies, and I'm so glad that show is getting the
Oh my
props that they're getting.
god.
Like they've been delivering
Yes,
since the first season.
they are,
So
and especially now with everything that's going on and the different type of rat tat 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 tat. Like there's a lot going on, and I
I
trust
love
me, I'll be
Monique. I love
glued.
Monique. Monique is awesome.
Oh,
How I met Monique. Her
I love
sister,
her.
she was auditioning for the show, and her sister is my neighbor in LA. Her sister,
Okay.
and we go to the bar together, my like drinking buddy, and she was like, my sister's auditioning to be. She's about to be the next Potomac housewife, and I was like, oh shit, I know those ladies. So when she got casted for it, I had already met Monique and talked to her on the phone and whatnot, and she had been out to LA. And we got to finally just, so when she was on the show, it was just like, it wasn't me taking her side over Candace because I don't care for Candace. I actually know Monique and her family in real life. And I know her family, and her sister's a good friend of mine, and that's my neighbor. So,
Her
um,
Monique is probably was the most probably genuine one on there. If I can be completely honest with you, I feel like
love
one thing I loved
Monique.
about her is every time she had a green screen or whatever the thing may be, I feel like every time she said something, if it was serious, sad, whatever, she would always end it with a laugh, and her laugh to me just lights up whatever room she's in. And so I was actually very disappointed at the way things ended and how she went out on the show. You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
she got a new show. She's on OWN now. She's about to be
ooh,
Love and Marriage DMV, the
and she
spinoff.
and she also has her own podcast as well.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
forget, not for lazy moms, if I'm not
Not for
mistaken.
lazy moms. Yes.
Yeah, but like, okay, so I'm gonna say this. I think out of that franchise, my favorite might have been like, hold on, Katie. That girl, it was hilarious.
Katie's interesting.
Katie
I like
was
all the
hilarious.
housewives that have been on Potomac minus Candace.
Okay, I'm gonna say this about Candace. I think that I'm, it's like that on the fence thing, and the only reason why it's this is because I feel like for me, I love her wit. I love her
No,
wit.
Candace is awesome. I mean, I've worked in production and I've been talent. and
Yeah.
I've worked in the office. So from a production standpoint,
Yeah.
Candace is TV gold.
Yeah.
She's quick witted, she's witty, she has the one-liners.
No accountability though.
She has as a person, I hate
Yeah.
her. I hate that she does not take accountability
Accountability.
for anything.
Yeah.
Like the difference in, because people were saying online, how can you support Monique in the situation, the altercation that happened with her and Candace, when the same thing happened to you? And so I had to let them know, and I'm going to say it here.
Let's say
The
it.
difference between Candace and Monique's situation and mine and Zell's situation, I was told I was being forced to accept an apology that I did not want.
Yes.
I said no. They allowed him to walk across the stage. There was no bantering. There was no conversation back and forth of
True.
drag me, Monique, drag me, Zell,
Yeah.
drag me, hit me, Zell, do what you want to do to me, Zell. It was no conversation. And when I responded the way I wanted, which was the face I made, saying no, I don't want to shake his hand, he reacted. It was unwarranted and it was unexpected. Monique, I said
Yeah.
Monique, Lord, she must be
Monique.
talking. Monique was taunted by Candace. Candace asked to be dragged. She asked to be assaulted,
Yes.
not thinking she would be, and she got her ass. She actually asked Monique to drag her a season previously.
Yes, she did. I felt like she was begging for it. I thought it was like, hey, can you please drag
And
me? Like,
she asked for it for 2 seasons, and Monique gave it to her. So I don't think that our situations are not the same. Yes. Now Monique's hair was all over. I mean, Candace's hair was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, my hair was still in place though, but I had blood on my hands. But Monique, it's just that you can't compare those two situations because one was unwarranted and one was provoked.
Can I also say my little thing on that too?
Yeah.
The reason why you can't compare those situations is because I feel like this. I feel like, and I'm probably wrong, and this is probably a behavior or something that probably needs to be unlearned by a lot of us in the Black community. But I'm a big fan of don't write a check that your ass can't cash. And I feel like I'm gonna just say this: you on level ground, whatever, had you started popping off at Zell, had you started saying whatever, I feel like that would not have been a situation where had y'all gotten a fight and you got your ass whooped, you've been like, well, he attacked me, because you would have probably known, like, I don't know. I just feel like if you can't fight, shut the fuck up, bitch. Like you make too much noise. You make way too much noise to not think that people in our community is gonna pop your ass. I mean, that's crazy to me. Like, people don't handle conflict the same. Like, you can't just be like,
No.
blah, 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 and then get like, and then be just distraught when somebody rock your goddamn wig off your head. Thank
And
God.
see, you have to understand.
With.
And you have to understand too, with Love and Hip Hop, that show changed the reality TV in general. But with Love and Hip Hop, everyone knows that we have security. So people always online, you know, everybody's a TV producer on the internet.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
yes,
he only said that. Yes, y'all are. He only said that because security is over there, like how I'm talking to you right here.
Yeah.
Security is probably back there where that tree is.
Yep.
There's a 10-second window.
Yep.
A lot can happen in 10 seconds.
I believe it.
And you have to remember, security is not necessarily there for us. The security is there in place so that you don't knock over these multi-$1,000 cameras.
Yeah.
Because we have at least, there's at least 4 cameras. There's at least 4 cameras in place. So they're there as well to protect the cameramen while they're catching the action as well.
You know what? I saw my first example of seeing what you're talking about. Season 1. Mm-hmm. Monique and Lil Fizz's girlfriend Amanda, while they were sitting at that table, I literally saw Monique. She was just sitting there. She was cool, calm, and collected.
She was looking around at the cameraman like, so I don't, saw her because we have to pay for that. Security.
When I seen her cut her eyes, I was like, I thought she was saying, how quick can I get this girl before security get over here? And I seen her cut her eyes like, yank. And I was like, oh, that's my type of bitch. She wasn't talking shit because security was there. She was trying to see what she could do before security got there.
So you have to remember, and then see, our security guards, we have the same security guards every scene all season. Most of our security guards are there with us. Like one of my favorites, he's been there with us for the last 3 seasons, but they know our personalities and they know certain facial expressions we make, and they listen for certain hot words. So when they hear me, so like when I would argue, I'm doing it now.
He's about to go.
I'm doing it now. So when I'm talking and I'm doing this, they know, oh, Ray's getting frustrated. Like the conversation's going left because I'm tapping my finger. I'm tapping. So they know that tap means Ray's about to either throw something, he's going to get up, or this conversation is about to escalate. And see, no one ever knows how it goes going to go with me because I've never fully let loose on
Yeah.
camera, but there have been situations.
Congrats.
Thank you. But there has been situations off camera where they've
Okay.
had to restrain me. And I just was like, y'all not gonna get me here again. It's not gonna happen again. Like they referenced it because that scene where I was arguing with him at the Masika event and they zoomed me down them steps. There's a whole 5 minutes they cut out because I tore that place up. I was grabbing everything because I was like, I ripped the sleeve off my jacket.
Somebody got hurt that day, if I'm not mistaken, when he fell on top of one of those girls, and I thought that was so.
She did get hurt.
I
She
thought
wrote
that
me on Twitter about it.
I looked at him and was like, "You are out." Now I think he fell on one of the girls they was with, either Masika or something. He fell on top of somebody or some Nia. I think I was just like, "What type of man is willing to put women in danger?"
Nigga, when he leaped across the I will never forget when we was in that scene when we followed. It was after months and months and months of trying to get Masika and Alexis in the same scene. And tricked when Zell leaped
Alexis
across
walked
that
across
table,
the street. She was like, "Oh, so she don't want to talk to me." We was like, "Bitch, what the fuck was you here for the whole time? All you said was, oh, I'm gonna just let her go because she don't want to talk." Really?
girl, when he leaped across that table, he leaped on Monique, tried to get out the way, and he ended up leaping over into Monique. And the security guard fell on her. The security guard jumped in front of me. Another security guard tackled him from the side, knocked Monique and a cameraman over. Monique's leg was bruised for like 3 months.
That's who it was.
Monique was bruised.
As a man, once you see I'm sorry, like I get your rage, I get having blind rage, and I get like feeling like you got to just get some shit.
That scene wasn't even supposed to be about this. When I tell you that was such a big deal, that scene, because Monique, they have been trying to get. I can't even stress to you all. We filmed for 9 months. For 5 months straight, they have been trying to get Masika and Alexis in a scene together, and they finally got it.
And Masika said, "I'm done making bitches superstars," and walked the fuck out.
So when he leaped across and did all that extra shit, it took the attention off of. It allowed then Masika to escape and go out the scene. That moment that it became about us again, but it sabotaged what was supposed to happen.
So my thing is, I don't feel like that. Listen, the way that I seen because I felt like y'all was trying to.
They didn't show it. They didn't show it correctly. When we were sitting down talking, they told me, I can't talk about that. Okay.
I remember now.
When they walked up,
y'all brought her there so they could talk because y'all was tired of that shit. I remember. Okay, yeah.
She was walking up. I was facing her. Masika's back. I was talking to. See, that's how real friends talk. I was talking with my eyes in the scene. I'm like, because I literally, I was told 1 second before she walked in, it was like, she's about to come in, MissterRay. You need to tell Masika now. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I gotta do it. Monique can't. Monique was like, I'm not in it. So I'm just like, girl, we had a conversation. And they did not air it in its entirety, but Masika stood up, walked, extended. Oh, because she's tall. She extended over that couch and yanked Alexis. She yanked her. There wasn't even a conversation. She yanked her, pulled her towards that sofa, and security had to push her back. Had to split them up, and after that, it was done. It was
so they edited that scene because I felt like what I seen was Masika. She turned around and tried to yank her ass.
Oh no, she made contact with her and she pulled her forward.
Really?
She got a hold of her.
Well, that's probably why whenever they got outside after that scene and Masika was across the street, Alexis was just walking. She was like, well, I don't know if I want to go talk to her again.
Masika did not know that Alexis was going to be there.
That's crazy. I would have been pissed too. I would have been pissed, but I get where y'all coming from because I felt like everything that y'all probably wanted to have discussed through the season and things that were supposed to happen through the season were getting trumped over by Alexis Sky and Masika. Like it was just like
no shade to them.
Everybody fell out.
Everybody was beefing season 4. There were no friends on season 4.
Yeah, like everybody ended up falling out over those 2 girls. And I was like, damn, Alexis touched down and caused hell.
I mean, it was already hell because you got to remember Hollywood was the big show. I mean, you had Masika, you had Monique, you had Nikki, you had Tiara, you had Hayes. I mean, you had girls with big personalities. Like it was big. And then that stuff with Betty, with Masika having the baby and
Yeah,
then coming back on the show. And
yeah,
she came, I mean, Masika was the queen bee. Her and Moniece were the queen, and Hazel and
yeah.
Tiara, they were the queen bees. I mean, because if honestly, Brooke Valentine, every scene I'm telling you about, Brooke was there. She just was over on the side, and like she got overshadowed by all the commotion that was going on.
Is that probably why she came in all messy and shit in that last season with her
I
gorgeous
mean,
ass?
but you see, she had this. I mean, Brooke is in. I like Brooke in real life. I do like Brooke.
I feel like I would too.
She understands the assignment.
And her edges is always laid.
Laid. That's
Woo!
her. She's gorgeous. Her daughter is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, she's such a. Brooke
They're
is
they're a
really
beautiful
cool.
family. They're a beautiful family.
We all hung right before season 4 aired. I love my cast that we came on with. Season 4, me, Bridget Kelly, Brooke, Keisha Cole, Booby. I think season 4 was a
Right.
dope addition. I think
Am
we
I
were
really
dope.
sitting here talking to you right now? Hold on. I'm just like, am I really, this is real. I don't think this is registered to me just yet. Like, I'm really sitting over here talking to Mr. Ray right now, Mr. Ray Cunningham. I don't think, do y'all know that? I don't even have no audience. I'm looking around trying to hope somebody's going to be, just pinch me or something. Just pinch
No,
me.
I just it's crazy. And I have stories for days.
I believe
But
it.
it was a moment in time. It was a chapter. I'm ready for that chapter to kind of conclude. But
Okay.
I owe it to myself, and I owe it to the people that support me, and then to see where I am now. Like I lost the weight, grew my hair back. I'm in a whole different place. And the last reference anybody saw of me was when I was, my alopecia. But I had no
Mhm,
eyebrows. I had no beard. I was bald.
mhm.
The steroid I was taking had bloated me, so I looked like a hard-boiled egg. And I got slapped by A1 over
Oh
something
my
that we discussed
God.
off camera.
But I also
Um,
love that you got his ass back. I'm so glad that you got his ass back because I felt like no, I'm gonna keep it real because I'm not gonna call you the underdog. I'm definitely not gonna call you the underdog. But one
on
thing
Love
that
and Hip Hop, that's how they wanted me. That's on Love and Hip Hop. The powers that be want that
no, fuck that. I'm
projection
so
for me.
glad when I start to see more than one person kind of come at the same person on a physical level, then that kind of just I feel like no, fuck that. Like y'all ain't about to be out here bullying me. So when you got it, didn't you throw a drink in his face?
Orange juice. And I was mad about throwing that orange juice because I needed that orange juice because my sugar was low. I was like, I need my because I have hypoglycemia, so my sugar gets low occasionally at different times.
Okay.
And that was the juice that I was supposed to drink in the scene because I had told them, I said, hey, man, I feel a little lightheaded. I said, but I'm good. I said, I got a little, they gave me a snack to eat real quick. And I said, oh, can you guys give me some orange juice? I said, I'm gonna need an orange juice so I can drink that. And I said, that'll level me out and I'll be good for the conversation we're gonna have. Because I already knew the conversation was like, that was an impromptu scene. It had to happen because
Do you think
someone leaked
that
it.
happened
Someone leaked
because
that
your
scene.
sugar was low? Do you think do you think do you think you just flipped out because your sugar you had an imbalance or something like that? And you was like, fuck it, I like whatever, like
No, I don't waste orange juice in those moments. That's a life or death thing.
yeah, okay.
But once I threw it, I was like, that's when I threw it, you saw my face go, shit. Because I was like, oh my God, I need that.
I love that I'm getting all this. I feel like this is definitely. I feel like all this shit is stuff that nobody else is saying or hearing nowhere else. And I
I
feel like
haven't talked about it.
you giving me some exclusive shit. Like
Yeah.
even just things about the casting or just whatever in general. I don't really hear that many people when I do watch them do interviews and stuff like that even go into in depth as you. So I think that's so lit
Well,
that you're
because
giving.
their talent. I actually have, like I said,
Ooh,
I've worked in the
ooh,
office.
ooh.
I've worked in production in the office and as talent, but they are just talent.
So would you ever given past circumstances or whatever the case may be, would you ever do you think let me ask you this first off. Are you single?
No one has there's no ring on this hand. I'm not sitting. I am talking to someone for hours and hours and hours on the phone.
Okay.
And that's only because I'm home visiting for the holiday. But he does live in Los Angeles.
Okay.
We're not dating. I'm not dating anyone. You slide in my. Listen, catch me while I care. That's the only thing I can say. I'm a whole Aries.
What's your
I'm
birthday?
April 15th.
March 25th. I feel you.
So when I'm in the mood, I'm in the mood, and when I'm not, I'm not. And that's just where I'm at with that.
So
I'm not pressed to be married. I'm not pressed to look. I'm not pressed to have an Instagram relationship so y'all can be like black couple goals when y'all all fucking each other. So no.
if you were to ever get into another serious relationship or a situation, are you comfortable putting it out there? Because like I've been with
No.
my man for 3 years and hardly anybody know what his ass looked like.
I've learned my lesson with dating in the industry. I've learned
Yeah,
lessons about dating in the industry, dating outside the industry. Dating in the industry is difficult because we all have this private sector of our life that we all keep private to ourselves,
yeah,
whether we post it or not. But dating outside of the industry, it's like you have to constantly stroke their ego to make them feel, because they doubt themselves.
yeah.
Why are you talking to me? I ain't in the industry. Why you want to be with me?
Ooh,
Oh, you must be talking to this person too, because I know I can't do nothing for you like that. Or like, I know who you are. I know what you do.
wow.
That's I'm talking to you. Like your job and your living situation, your career. I know all that,
Yeah.
but they feel insecure about it because of what I do. So I don't mind dating outside the industry, because everybody always tells the first thing everybody always says is, I ain't trying to be in the business.
And do you have to feel like you got to look out for people trying to foster certain relationships or things like that with you, especially given the fact that you've done PR? So, I mean, they look at you and they probably be like, shit, he's in the industry and they do PR. Like, I need to be either his man, his friend, his cousin's best friend's man, or something. Like, do you ever feel?
I went through a phase of my life where I feel like I missed out on a really awesome relationship with someone, because I let my insecurities of, they're only talking to me because I'm associated with this person or with this or these platforms, or because
Okay.
I'm on these platforms.
Yeah.
That's why you're here. There's no other reason for you to be here, because I was not a secure person with who I was. I was insecure about my weight. I was insecure about being on TV, because I'm like, everybody's looking at me, so
Yeah.
you're looking at me how they look at me. I
Yeah.
didn't feel like they were looking at me as Ray. I thought they were looking at me as MissterRay
Mr.
from
Ray.
da 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 da.
Yeah.
And I let that manifest and fester in me, and it blocked some blessings. And one of those blessings was a relationship that I think I might have been married right now, but you never know. I mean, and
Damn.
I don't live my life in that of coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah.
But going forward, I don't let that lead me anymore. I just pay attention to the signals and the flags.
Okay. Do you feel
Because
like
everybody wants something.
I do feel like every relationship is give and take. I do feel like that,
But that's what a relationship
even if
is.
it's
You're supposed to
love or affection.
grow. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're supposed to level up in a relationship. Your relationship should make you level up financially, spiritually, sexually,
Yeah.
intellectually. I mean, every which way. You're supposed to build and grow and take something from him. He takes something from you, and y'all grow together. So yeah, it's supposed to be a give and take thing. That's what a relationship is.
So do
It's
you
just
feel
that
like
I was
you
looking at
can
the negative things of
do
it.
you feel like it's a thing? Because I've said this before. Do you feel like it's a thing that some people or you could possibly meet your soulmate, but just at the wrong time?
Child, I've met two soulmates and they were bottoms. And I said, well, I know this ain't gonna work. So
I actually heard somebody told me one time because I was referring to one of my exes as my soulmate. I was like, that's my soulmate. That's my soulmate. And they was like, when you tell yourself that, you're literally locking yourself into a contract with yourself because you're telling yourself that this person is the person that you have to be with. It's
yeah.
like, and then you start to you really start to just put up with them anything just because you feel like that's my soulmate. Like, man, come on.
Been there, done that. Fuck that. Nope.
Okay, so let's
uh-uh.
okay, so let's ask this. Aside from your gentleman that you're speaking with now, what is something that you would consider like a deal breaker? Like if you were to get in a relationship, and what is that one non-negotiable for you?
I'm not doing no poly shit.
Okay, so okay, let me ask you this. So do you think cheating is a deal breaker?
Cheating is definitely a deal breaker. I won't be able to trust you.
Okay, so you cheat, you breaking up.
Don't let just you can cheat. Just don't let me find out.
That's that LA shit. Go back to where you from. Cause your mama and them and your granny and them, they ain't gonna say that. Well,
Don't
I
let
don't
me
know.
find, because you
The
only
older generation.
it's only cheating when you find out. Because until then, I mean, there's people who are in love their wives and husbands,
Yeah,
and they go out and do these different little fetish and little things like that. And that doesn't mean that he don't respect our house and don't respect me.
I
He's
agree.
just, I might not be down with doing whatever he want to do.
If
And
a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, did it make a noise? No, like, look, my thing is, like, I feel like I don't. Okay, now look, maybe you cheat on me once, that ain't no deal breaker. Now you keep going.
No. There's
Crap.
no keep going. If I find out, it's over.
Okay, so
There's
you one of them. Okay,
yes. If
and then
I
okay,
find out, it is over.
man. Let me tell you, I used, when I was your age, I used to think that same thing. I'm just so okay, so
Unless the dick is good, then I'll be like, you know what?
and that's typically what it is. It's a nigga named Daquan with a 10-inch, 9-inch. Well, I don't know because some people don't like big dicks, but he got a
I like
curve in
big.
it. He got a curve in it.
I'm a size queen. I like it
You a
big.
size queen. So
Sure
it's,
am.
it's a nigga named Daquan with a 9-inch dick that got a curve in it that look like a boomerang, which means that every time he fuck you, you gonna come back. So I just feel like if that dick good, how many times you gonna let him cheat on you then? Because I mean, obviously, like, yeah, I don't know.
So the deal breaker in that situation was until I catch an STD. Because you out here cheating and you bring something home, then it's over.
I'm crying, but that dick mad.
It's his and theirs now. Because y'all can have that together.
No, I feel that. So okay, when it comes to your like dating status, so at this point, are you just kind of like, I don't want to date somebody in the industry? Like, I just don't like.
I'm actively dating. Like I have my phone ain't tried neither of these DMs and neither is nothing else.
God, that's right.
I'm
No,
having
I
fun.
always get so scared because I always feel like there's like I'm not gonna mention a certain instance or a certain quote or anything because it might be kind of traumatic for you. But I remember when you was on Love and Hip Hop and Zell was saying whatever he was saying, he mentioned a certain thing about an encounter that he had with maybe your man or ex or something like that at the time. And to me, that's why I get so scared about public relationships because I don't want to ever get in a situation where now my face is out here and then you got Jim Jam and whoever else saying, oh, this, that. So I understand why people don't put they fucking public, like in the industry. I understand why people don't want to be like on Front Street like that. Y'all ain't about to fuck my shit up.
Well, that's almost like the situation with Nene and Sheree. Tyrone ain't on that. Tyrone is not a cast member on that show, so he should not have been a topic of conversation.
Ooh, man.
My ex at the time, the person that I was dealing with, was not a cast member. Now, granted,
Yeah.
I did get him the opportunity to film 2 or 3 scenes with us, but I did not know their background. I did not know that they had dealt with each other previously. Because at that point in time, me and Zell was at level 10 of where we was at.
Yeah.
So, but no one knew.
I'm not making you feel some type of way bringing this up.
No. I don't give a shit about him.
Okay.
I didn't. But when it started coming up on the show, and then they were put, of course, it's drama. Oh, not only do they hate each other over these girls, they hate each other now over this man. So, and of course, he was playing into it because again, everybody wants something.
Yeah.
It became more than what I wanted it to be. Because me being on this show wasn't about me, who I was dating.
Yeah.
You know, it's called Love and Hip Hop. That was not the original narrative that I was going for.
Yeah.
That's the show made that situation bigger than what it should have been. How many times have we met? How many times have you met somebody? Not even the production. The show made it. I mean, again, it's love and hip hop.
Yeah.
Who don't want to be associated with or on that platform? Well, back then, I don't know how the people feel about it now, but back then, you know, it was the shit. And so, I'm talking to this guy, and I also used to talk to that guy, but me and that guy don't get along. So this can work in my behalf, and that's how it was built. That's how that became what it was. I'm trying to remember all the way back to that.
Well, see, I love Ratchet TV, which is what I call it, and but not in a bad way. I just love, like, to me, when I call it Ratchet TV, I like to watch. It's so weird to me to watch white people on TV, like reality TV, because they don't typically have the same kind of reality that I have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can watch selling Sunset, and that's cute and everything, but I like Selling Tampa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I never saw it, but they said they never sold a house either.
But they not on there. They haven't. But like I think behind the scenes, I think they just getting into the drama part of it. For I don't know,
But
but
what's the purpose of having an ensemble
you're
show
right.
about selling
You're
real
right.
estate? You don't sell not one house.
They be showing the houses. I don't know. They like an open house, third party open house carrier or something. But it's good. It's good TV. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm more so just saying because, like, even with them being real estate agents and selling these multi-million-dollar houses, they still sisters. You know what I'm saying? So they still have a certain dynamic and they have a certain way that they can relate to their audience. Like, I ain't watch whatever. I've just now started watching the one with Garcelle in it because she's in there.
Oh yeah, Beverly Hills is good.
Erica Jane, she's about the blackest shit they done had on there before the Garcelle. Erica Jane shit. All right, everybody. So now we about to get into my new segment. Y'all know it's the second time that we done had this thing come on through, and it's called I Just Can't Help Myself. Basically, what this is, I just need for you to tell me what can you help yourself when it comes to the music? When it comes like what can't you just apparently it's hours and hours, but I'm just saying like what song or what artist or what album, what is it that you just can't help yourself to keep on repeat right now?
I'm sorry, it's not Yano because of you.
No, I'm boring. I'm boring.
No, it's not you. I was out late last night. What can I not help myself with right now, album wise?
Like what you listening to in that shower on repeat? Like what's your friends cussing you out over? Like you play that song one more time.
What is this? Oh my God. This boy sings the shabak out of his music. J Powell. J Howell. Something about you. Something. I don't know if he's gay or not. I don't know.
I think I know what song you're talking about. I was just talking about Jesse Powell at first.
No. J Powell, here's a song called Something About You. But I mean, that boy sings his face off. I can play that song all day.
Okay.
I would say I'm also playing. Let me just tell you what's on my playlist.
Yeah, go ahead. What you?
I would say Wale's album, Falarin 2, definitely on repeat.
Okay.
Summer Walker, Still Over It, is on repeat. Yes. And for some reason, I've been playing throwback SWV a lot.
Okay. You always on
I
my
love
mind.
SWV. They're sampling a lot of this girl's music now. So I hear them in everything.
You know what? They're sampling. One thing I will say this, because you know how a lot of people got on Normani.
What did you call her? Norplay?
No, what you said. But when she did her wild side song, and a lot of people
I didn't like it.
Help. Well, honestly, it's crazy because I didn't like it at first, but I played it in the car a couple days ago, and like when you turn it up and put the bass in it, it's actually a cute little flow.
The video is amazing. I just don't like the song.
Yeah. And I'll say like people were giving her hell for sampling an Aaliyah song. And you know, there were so many people that was like, she don't need to be doing. Let me tell you about a Summer Walker though. Summer Walker can sample the fuck out of an Aaliyah song. Period. I don't know what that what is it? Throw It Away. That's the what is that Aaliyah song that whatever, but it's something Timbaland, it's something throwback, and it's something whatever. But so I think for me, y'all be surprised. Like I don't never like I told Jeremy, I don't know none of these little Uzi Kunchi, Carisha dolls now just out nowadays. I really know just a couple of them. I'll be listening to this damn Tamar. I love Tamar. Hell, that's just like
I love Tamar too.
She's like when I get on the airplane, that's the only voice I can hear to calm myself down to think I'm not about to fly. I know it's weird. It's weird. But yeah, that's my can't help myself. Y'all already know when I got on stage with her, that just solidified her, role in my life. And so I'm always
that's my DMV sister. I love me some Tamar. Yeah. I think about 2 Thanksgivings ago in LA, we went to her house for Thanksgiving and she gave me chitlins on China, honey. And
man,
so
I love me some
Tamar. And I love Tracy. Tracy's my Aries sister. I love me some Tracy too.
Love Tracy. And you know what? She actually did a song with Candace on. Believe it or not, Candace's album, amazing. And she actually did a feature with Tracy on there. It's beautiful.
Never heard Candace's music.
Yeah, but she's
no. Let me not cap. Candace has a song that I like. That is, I don't know what that is either. I don't know what that is. I like the go-go song she had.
You hate her. You hate her. You hate her. He was like, I don't know about none of that.
I like the go-go song. The go-go remix of "I See You."
Yeah, because she didn't really do a good job performing that live, but we just gonna leave it where it is. Okay,
I never saw her perform it live.
Well, I watched she performed it live at her
wedding.
wedding.
On the show, yeah.
Her wedding.
No. That was a slow version. I like the go-go version.
The go-go. Yeah, I do. That go-go beat was lit though. I do like that. She was actually my introduction to go-go music. I didn't know it was a thing that was kind of specific to that area.
She introduced you to go-go?
Well, I'm not
in this interview.
No, listen, no, not like that. I didn't know that there was a certain. So listen, my type of go-go music is I was a go-go boy, so that's all I know. Like I know about shaking dick in a jock strap to go-go music. Like to me, I didn't know.
You never heard go-go music in DC?
I didn't know there was a specific. I didn't know it was specific to like the DMV area. It's amazing. I didn't know that at all. Like so that actually.
Hey Marie was that this one thing was go-go.
What? Hold on. Is that the song where she was gobbling? Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Whatever she was saying, yeah. That's a go-go beat. That's a go-go band.
I didn't know that. I wasn't familiar. But that's the thing about you learn something every day. You know what I'm saying?
Doing the butt from school days. Doing the butt. That's go-go.
I didn't know. I'm sorry, friend.
Don't tell nobody else that Candace from Potomac is the reason why you found out about go-go. Don't tell nobody else that.
Don't tell nobody. Should I cut this out the interview?
No, keep it in the interview. Keep it in. But don't tell nobody else that she's the reason why you know what go-go is.
Okay. Oh, listen, we're coming to the end of the show. I want to thank Mr. Ray Cunningham for coming here and spending his nice little hour and a half of his time and not charging me because I know his rate is high. I know that rate's high, but I'm so glad that he really took the time out for that because I really consider myself a little man sometimes, and I think that I think it speaks volumes when people of your stature or people that do what you do take time to give back to people just wanting to come up because you see you probably experienced the struggle. So yeah, I have known you for about 15 years, man, and you don't even understand. You were probably the only person that I've met that I've been able to follow on a consistent basis like that. Well, not met, but you know what I'm saying. Virtual. It's COVID. But I'm so appreciative of you being my sixth guest on here.
Wow, cool.
Seventh, I think seven. I'm getting my episodes mixed up, whatever. But I want y'all to make sure that y'all go follow MissterRay on Instagram. Y'all see it scrolling down right here, MissterRay 804.
Yeah, my other page got disabled. So if y'all see it, people think it's a fake page and it's not verified yet because I have it private. But I like the private life on IG.
No, for real. I'm about to go follow. Make sure you follow me back, friend. I'm gonna follow you on there. I got and then also, what's your Twitter?
MissterRay. That's verified. MissterRay is verified.
All right. So with that being said, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and end this show real quick. And
I'll be back for part 2.
Yes, he is. Oh, he ain't got no choice. No, I'm just playing. So yesterday happened the way that it did, so today could happen the way that it should. Yesterday happened the way that it did, so tomorrow could happen the way. I fucked that all the way up. Yesterday happened the way that it did, so today could happen the way that it should. Today happened the way that it should, so tomorrow could happen the way that it should.
Amen.
Nothing that will be put in your path that a OnlyFans bag can't fix, and everybody's mamas is hoes. There was one at one point, whatever. And I want to thank all of y'all for tuning back into another episode of The Kids Chronicles.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so happy.
I'll be.
Okay.
You are crazy already. I can already tell this is going to be very funny. What's up?
Yeah, this is going to be a good time. I'm definitely a good time.
And I hope you ain't doing nothing next Thursday because I got something big dropping. I can't talk about it yet, but just know the fame is coming. So you heard it first on this thing right here. You heard it first on your podcast. I can't say nothing about it. Haven't said nothing about it, but yeah, it's coming. Hip's video comes out this Sunday.
Can't wait.
So let's wait till Hip's video, and she's a doozy. When my dad knew that I was magical, he started to and I had superpowers. What he did was he started to, I guess he poured into that in different ways, so artsy ways. So I grew up in theater and he put me in dance class and stuff like that.
Production on his music is everything. Do you produce your own music?
Yeah. So basically, I know when I decided to do music and I already, I've been